Hello, I'm Maran Gazzari and I'm the producer of Cursed Mountain. Today I will tell you a little bit about Buddhism, which is the background of the game, and I will go into detail about some of the religious background terms that are necessary to understand the story of the game. Now, initially we had this weird idea of how cool it could be to have a game take place in the Tibetan region. The loneliness, the environment, the religious buildings and practices. So, Cursed Mountain is a survival horror game set in the Himalayas. It's about two brothers and their whereabouts on a mountain called the Chomolonzo. Frank Simmons, the younger brother, was gone missing while on a hired expedition searching for an ancient artifact. His older brother Eric Simmons starts a rescue mission to find out what really happened on the mountain, which the local people call the Sacred One. Eric, the main character, is an experienced high-altitude climber, well known in the international climbing community. He cares a lot for his younger brother Frank, also a climber, and has deep concerns about his overambitious, high-risk-taking nature. Somehow, Eric always knew his brother would get into trouble one day, and sure enough, on a particularly difficult route that has never been successfully completed, his brother was lost. Now, as a studio, we believe in introducing new and rich settings to the gamers. Doing so, we spend a lot of time in pre-production, researching the background story for all of our games. These real-world facts enrich the game experience, offering a more intense atmosphere to the player. Buddhism was founded about 1500 years ago by Siddhartha Gautama. He left his students information about the religion and daily routines in time capsules, the so-called termas. A terma is a key piece of wisdom that was written down in ancient times and magically hidden until such future time as the wisdom is needed. Only then does the terma come again into the light. Buddhism believes in life cycles, which means every soul has to do as many life cycles as needed to reach enlightenment in order to be allowed to enter into nirvana. The information about the exact location of these termas was taught to Siddhartha's disciples in a way that they can find them again after a certain number of life iterations. At this time, chosen people start to have visions about these termas and search for them. And every 150 to 200 years, these termas are actually found in that region in real life. The inspiration for Cursed Mountain is the idea about a situation where a non-chosen and unholy person finds such a terma and uses it in a way not meant to. Another important term in Buddhism and Cursed Mountain is the bardo. The bardo is the realm of the afterlife. It is the intermediate stage one passes through between death and rebirth. Simply speaking, in the bardo, each soul has to pass certain tests in order to find out whether it already reached enlightenment and is allowed to move on to nirvana, or if the soul has to return to another life cycle on earth. In Buddhism, mountains are personified gods, and in our case it's a goddess. Certain rituals are needed to be performed in order to be allowed to climb up a mountain and return safely from the summit. A very well-known ritual includes a pilgrim's path around the mountain that has to be performed 13 times before the person has sufficiently pleased the gods. The usage of such rituals is part of Cursed Mountains, but they are not performed in a proper way in our game. That's the reason why our goddess gets very upset and spreads a curse over the region. The curse affects the process of life cycles. The dead souls are stuck in the bardo and they cannot move on to nirvana or back to another life iteration. This situation obviously makes them pretty angry. That was a first glimpse of Cursed Mountain, the storyline and the unusual things that happen in the Himalayas. There's more to come, don't miss it.